Right, hope you're having a nice evening or morning or night or day, whatever time it is for you. I thought this evening I'll make a quick video just on gradients. So we'll create a background gradient for our scene. So let's create something so then we can put a background on it, right? So I'm gonna create a new scene. I'm gonna go here to the world tab, axis, boom. I'm gonna get a solid color, boom. And I'm going to go text, 2D text, right? Block text. I'm going to center this, center, scale this up. You can type whatever you like in here, it doesn't matter. This is just our foreground, something we can have, and then we put our background behind it. So it can be, hello there. And if you want a better font, feel free to go check your system fonts. So if you imported one in, you can do that too, and import that font. All right, so we have something there, in our foreground, but our background kind of feels, it's empty, right? We want a nice gradient. Now, there's many ways of doing it. If I was to get an axis and get a rectangle, boop, and a solid color, and scale this rectangle all the way up, and then change its properties so it fills the space, right? I may push this back in Z and scale it up a bit more. Alright, the text is still there, it's just white on white right now. This material, if I was to say, oh, we're just going to go texture, and then we're going to say base, right? And we're just going to say, oh, we're going to just stick a gradient on here, boom. But I want this bit more dynamic, more nice, more animated, more fluid, right? I don't want this standard gradient with bands, right? Of course, you can play around with the UV mapping and move this up and down and around, but it doesn't feel, it still feels flat, like it's it's a bit outdated, right? Even if you went for two-tone, for example, even if you went something like more subtle, it's clean, but maybe, that might be something you're looking for. But yeah, you can do that way. But what I want to do is play around with the effects, right? And use that to create our background. I'll keep this rectangle in the background, so I'll just block this. So Control B, and I will get another axis. Place this above, and we will use the cloner. So we're going to grab a cloner that will go in front of this axis, and I want a sphere. Boom. So we have this sphere, and we're going to bring this sphere up. And what we want to do is, let's just hide the text for now, Control B. So we just focus on this part in the hierarchy, right? So the cloner, I'm going to change this to grid. And what I want to do is just create random noise of this using this sphere. So you can of course play around with the scale of this sphere, and because it's a grid, you can change it to sphere or cube. Let's leave it as cube. Of course, you can change the count if you want more or less. It's up to you, right? Anyway, we're going to go here, modifiers. We're going to just choose noise, and we're going to translate. Oh, boom. And now we have a lot of noise, right? Which is cool. It's really cool. It's the cloner is very powerful tool there. The spreader is great, but the cloner is just a million times better. What you can do with it and the effects you can create now. Anyway, I'm going to add another axis in front of this cloner. There we go. As you can see, we have something. We've got these spheres, or this background that we can kind of have moving either way. So I'm just going to click on the squiggly line and just have it animate clockwise on the Y and counterclockwise on the X, right? Now we've got this crazy movement. And of course we don't want it that fast, so we're going to slow down the duration on both. Right. So now we get slower drift. There we go. And of course, if you want to animate the noise, you can do that too. Maybe you want to rotate on one of the axes, or the translation, or whatever it is you want, or noise scale. You can do this too, right? So if I want to go here, I can go linear 1, and of course we don't want it that fast, so I don't know, maybe something like 50. Maybe that's too fast still. Let's say 500. Still too fast. 800. Way too fast. I don't know. 1500. You just play around with the values that you want. Let's do 500. Why is it going up when it went? So 1500. Okay. For some reason 2500. That's weird. 1800. What? If I go 2000. Okay. I don't know why 2500 doesn't work, but 2000 works. Strange. Anyway, let's set this to 2000. Oh, 2000, not 200, 2000. Boop. Anyway, I'm messing around, but you can see here now we have this mover where we've got some rotation on this, and then we also have additional rotation on the axes, right? But now we want this kind of gradient effect, right? So this is not in focus. We don't want to really see it. So we're just going to go render. We're going to go to effects, and we're going to drop our effect in front of this part of the hierarchy, right? Now, we block this background out of that rectangle. So what I want to do is actually put it in this group. So this part of the group that's going to be blurred. And I'm going to add effects and say blur. Blur. And that blur, I would say maybe something like 22%. So it's really out of focus and blurred, but we don't know what it is, right? And this material I'm going to reuse and place it in front of the entire group. I'm going to change the gradient to something like the color spectrum. And where we had the UV mapping, I might play around with this to something like triplanar model space. There we go. You know, you can play around with whatever UV mapping and you'll get a different effect. And as I move the X, Y, Z, you can see now we get this nice kind of gradient. You may get some where the camera's clipping with this mesh. So you may want to push this back in Z a little so they don't clip too much. But there we go. We got this nice swirly background. Of course, like I said, you can play around with that UV and get a different, different look and feel. Scale this up and down. But we have it's a bit more dynamic than just the bands of colors going across. Now on the effects here, what I want to do is actually add a glare to this. Right. I'm gonna bring that percentage down, the amount down, and that percentage. Maybe I want a bit more blur. Like so. I'm gonna add some noise, RGB noise into this. I'm gonna set that to default on the RGB noise, and yeah, 10%, maybe 5%. It's up to you really, the look that you want. And like I said, you can go here, change these color gradients. It doesn't have to be this gradient, it could be another gradient. And of course, then you can tweak those colors. But you can see, yeah, all kinds of looks. If I play around with the Z and the Y, let's see what we get. You can see something's happening, it's all wavy and stuff, but it's very hard. There we go. Now you can see something going on here. But yeah, you can get all kinds of crazy effects. Let's go for this red and blue, see what happens. I play around with just the Z position, or Z position on the triplanar. Right, what happens if I play Z and Y? Maybe I'll scale it on the X, on the Y. There we go. Yeah, you know, you get all kinds of crazy effects. Like I said, find what works for you, what doesn't. This is only 2 colors, but like I said, you can go for whatever you want. Maybe you want to go black and white. You can do that. Just unblock the text. There's our text. Hello there. Okay. Hopefully this was useful. Sorry if I waffled on a little bit too long, but yeah. See what you can create. Try to create different backgrounds, and like I said, um, you know, you can use effects on the layer here, but if you really want to build a background that's separate as well, you can just do the effects all on here too. So if I was go to here, effects, you've got the same, so you can add the blur, the glare, the noise. But this applies, you can see it applies to the entire layer, so the text would have to be in another layer separate, so it's not affected, as you can see. But yeah, so sometimes there might be reasons why you use it in, you may find you want to use it in the actual hierarchy rather than on the layer. It depends on what your use case is or needs. There we go. I think I reset the position. There we go. But yeah, we have nice gradient going on. One last thing, you can add additional, like you can add more distortion if you wanted. So you know, you want to add a kaleidoscope and get some crazy backgrounds here. Play around with the order. So if I was to drop the kaleidoscope before everything, then you know, I'm gonna get a completely different look as well. Changing that, and maybe I want it more swirly. You know, I can change that, and these can all be animated too as well. So yeah, you have a ton of effects that you can do. And play around with it, maybe after or before. I'll say make that the first one if you wanted. There we go. Cool. Enjoy your day, morning, evening, and night. Bye bye.